Step into the light where the wild ones roam, where the heart speaks loud, calling this place home. We break the rules, we paint the sky, ridiculously you, we were born to fly. Ooh, it's ridiculously you.
Hey, welcome to the Ridiculously You podcast. Now, if you've ever been told that you were too silly, too sparkly, or too pink, or all of that would cost your credibility. I mean, duh, like that's what I do. But today's guest is about to flip that story on its tanned little head. Michelle Peth built and grew a glow up empire from a spray tan side hustle, and she did it without shrinking her beautiful, ridiculous self to fit the mold. BEETTAN is now empowering like over 500 women across the US to do the same thing, which is so super cool. So get ready to laugh, have fun, reflect, maybe reconsider your professional beigeness, and let's get in and be ridiculous with Michelle today. How you doing today, my dear?
I am great. I'm so happy to be here. I love what this podcast is all about. So thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's my it's my new favorite thing. Like I've been teaching like self-love and stuff for a while, but I'm like having these one-on-one real conversations, I think is just so fun. So tell our audience a little bit more about you.
Well, my name is Michelle Peth. I am born and raised in Savannah, Georgia, which is where I'm at right now. Those of you who are watching it. I have a sunless tanning company. I guess originally I started it for my younger sister. She had skin cancer, and this is 20 plus years ago. I'm 42 now. And she had some skin cancer scares as a teenager. She was getting places cut off, precancerous, melanoma, basal cell, like all the skin issues on top of being a redhead, and dealing with some, just acne and things like that. So as the older sister, I was trying to find some things. I actually got a spray tan because I was working at a car lot. I was working at a car lot and they missed the cutoff for like a St. Patrick. We have the third largest St. Patrick's Day parade in the country here.
Oh, wow.
They missed the cutoff to have a float. So the float that they could get on was if someone entered the Miss Our Jazz pageant. So they threw me in there. And I got it. But what was cool about it, and the reason I said yes, is because I was a single mom. I still am a single mom. I was, I think 19 or 20 with a baby. And so I was like, y'all want me, the teenage mom.
Right.
A pageant. Okay. So just to go off with the theme of ridiculous. And I was like, this was ridiculous. But what attracted me to it was they were going to give me a credit card to go buy a dress, makeup. So
we're here for that.
But they put that much emphasis in me. Like they thought I was going to win because you only get on the float and your sponsor only gets their sponsorship on the float if you place. And there were three, there was the winner,
Sure.
first runner up and second runner up. So there's a lot of pressure with it too. But anyway, the reason I say all of that is because I tried my very first spray tan. So I'm 42. So that was, 20 something years ago. And I found a woman. There was one woman who did it. That was in a booth. And I went to her and it was like a teeny tiny airbrush and she did it all over my body. And I was like, and it looked good, but it took forever. It took like 45 minutes to an hour. But it looked good. Not as good as spray tans look now, but I was like, oh my gosh, me and my sister come from a redheaded father. Like I'd never been that tan. So it was very attractive to me.
Yeah.
So
you're like, bet this is okay with me, man.
So I budgeted and would work overtime. Just a few, like I would pick up hours or whatever at this car. I wasn't selling cars. I was in the business development center. So I'd pick up and I would get a spray tan like every week or two. And I would have my sister come too. So me and my sister would go get the spray tan because she was dealing with the skin cancer stuff. So
Wow.
we got addicted. And then I ended up getting into it myself. My first one, I actually was so scared that lady that was spray tanning me was going to be mad at me. So I went into business with her.
Oh, you're like, I've solved the problem.
Well, I'm a very loyal person. So
Yeah.
city outside of here, which I lived at the time, was about 20 minutes outside of Savannah. I did franchise with her. I was her very first franchise. I failed miserably. Like, she was in her 50s. I was like a chicken with its head cut off, 20, year old single mom. I did everything I could possibly do wrong. I argued with her. I was sassy. I was tired. I was working other jobs. But I kept doing it because, I wanted me and my sister to be tan, and it was making me money, but it was also, I was exhausted. I mean, my son was going in, he was a baby, so it was exhausting.
Yeah.
But I did it. And that first business burned down to the ground. I'm just getting through the like all of the beginning stages, because everything looks like fluff when you start explaining the cool stuff. But I want to get through like the crap first, because I just want people to understand like where it started. So that one burned down to the ground. I had to get all new equipment. I had the wrong insurance, so I had to start up again. The franchise luckily was under $20,000, which was a lot of money to me. I borrowed it from my grandpa. And then we went in, and I had to pay him back because he ain't got it like that. So I had to make those payments. And so then I ended up at the next location, and then the franchise owner and I split ways, and I had to give her money. So I was sued. I lost it to Burdell. So I quit spray tanning for 2 years, and I didn't even spray tan my sister. I would just pay for me and my sister to go to the local tanning booth and get in there, because per contract, I could not spray tan, and I took that very seriously.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I failed in all ways possible in the beginning of my spray tan journey. And then fast forward to, I started bartending and waiting tables, and then ended up getting a machine again and started spray tanning my bar patrons, my employees, and then my customers. I had regulars. I was spray tanning in the touristy district. It's a really wedding. It's a destination for weddings here in Savannah. Tons of weddings.
So everyone wants to look all tan and beautiful there for their weddings.
Yeah.
Right?
I think I had already had all the failure experience, so I had nothing to lose. So here I am bartending. I'm serving them drinks. I'm marketing myself.
Oh, wow.
And it, after, I think I had the business from 2014 until around 2016 is when I started dabbling making my own solution. And that was because I had a family friend that was a chemist who I would shoot the shit with after work, grab a beer with her. She would ask me a lot of questions. She was a retired chemist. So she was bored, I think. She was older than me. And so she would ask me questions about the business. We would go back and forth. And then she helped me develop my own solution, and which I had made in a 5-gallon bucket and was pouring in the machine behind people's back, because I didn't think they would ever trust their bartender with a spray tan solution. Until this girl named Rachel, who still sprays beet tan, called me from LA. She moved to LA. She worked in film, and she's like, I can't find a spray tan as good as yours. So I said, really? Not in LA? That was like mind blowing to me. So I was like, sure, I'll teach you. I came up with a rate. I started then bottling it, because I needed her to purchase a bottle and send, be able to mail it to her to LA.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of where it all started. I started to see her get as happy as I was by her own little business thriving and going. And then I never advertised it. I mean, until 2020, I didn't advertise it. People would come to me, want me to teach them how to spray tan and to use my products. So the structure built on the customers, referrals, telling people. I eventually, when COVID hit and all these girls shut down for whatever reason, they thought I was the mama bear. So all of them came to me. And so then we started creating more retail products and allowing them to sell through our website. By that point, we had a website. And then the retail line grew. So now I have wholesale, retail, and spray tan partners. I call them my partners. We don't take a percentage. We're not a franchise. After being in the franchise route with this business, I didn't want to go that way. I wanted to support the women in the same type of way. We share our content, our social media. We do a very deep training. We do lives every Tuesday, because you can buy a spray tan kit off of Amazon, but when you get it there, you need to know how to run the business. You need to understand the science behind it. It also needs to be a fresh, clean product to smell and look good and be safe on the skin. So all of that goes into the business structure. And now we actually have 600 plus sprayers. Some of them have
Wow.
some of them have a storefront. Some of them are stay-at-home moms who want to stay home with their babies, and they have a studio in their house because our stuff's not messy. They can do that. Some of them are estheticians that added it on for an extra stream of revenue. We have retirees, we have school teachers. So it's turned into a very cool community. We get accused of being an MLM all the time, but there's none of that structure.
You're like, but we don't work anything like that. We just have the cool part, which is the community. So, hey.
The community and the community support. A lot of my sprayers have my cell phone number. Most of them do. Now, they usually just wait till the Tuesday lives to hop on if they have questions. We have a place to book a coaching call. So, because everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and mine was in the digital world. So we even have a digital team that helps them with their booking system. We build websites for them. It has grown because we've had several partners that purchased websites and the website wasn't working properly. And my digital team was assisting them because we're not going to let someone just pay for something that isn't working. So now we have a package that includes a website because we know what works and what doesn't. And we've built hundreds of websites, and they're simple. They do the job and they show up on Google, which is what you want with a service-based business.
Oh, for sure. All of those things is exactly what you want.
A lot of information, but I love to tell like the failure to the, success with no clear path. I mean, the structure with the company happened by the needs of the customers with the product, my customers in Savannah. Then went from Rachel, my very first sprayer, and every sprayer after that, what were their needs? And the biggest thing with BEETTAN is we don't have cosmetic bronzers. So there's no shade to match up. So not only is it cleaner, like the staining bronzer doesn't stain anything. So that's how we have the pink tint, but it also just reacts with your own skin. It has color correcting additives and enhances your skin rather than turning it an entirely different color. So you don't have to match up shades. You don't have to do all that. The biggest thing is these girls that are mobile, like I used to solely be mobile before I had my own space. And I would carry around bags with all these shades, and it was heavy on my body. It was heavy, hard on my back, but it was also so messy. Can you imagine pouring that out at the client's house? Like,
oh yeah.
And then if they upgrade and get the anti-aging, the extra bronzer, by the way, ours already has the pH balance and the anti-aging in it. So you don't have to pour any of that stuff in there. It's already in there like it's supposed to be. So you just show up at the client's house with a little bag rather than this, this baggage that comes with, those custom spray tans. So the bodybuilders don't hire us, but we're more for the everyday woman. As you can see, the way I look, my dad was redhead, so I'm very fair skinned. So we're just enhancing the skin tone. We're not changing it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. When when my kids were in school, there was a bodybuilding competition every year at the high school, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like the school was Uinta, so it was like the Mr. and Mrs. Uinta, which is dumb because they're in high school, but whatever. So it's like Mr. and Mrs. Uinta contest, and we always knew when that was coming up, not because my kids were involved, they were not, but because everyone showed up. We always called it Doritos week because everyone showed up looking like they just got poured out of a bag of Doritos, because it is not natural, that color. It is like some weird orange crunchy, I don't know. Like, I think the average everyday person does not want to look like they came from a bag of freaking Doritos, that like bodybuilder look. We're not into it, hun.
Making that product, it's mind-boggling to me. But I think a lot of the reasons that it happens is, you remember when we were kids, and speaking of middle school, high school age, do you remember like when we first started wearing makeup, we would just get but for me, I would get the little CoverGirl packet, and I'd get the dark color because that's the color I wanted to be. So I'd have an orange line right here.
The line right here.
It's very similar. If you pick the wrong makeup color, you're going to look orange because it's different from your current skin tone. So that's why we took the cosmetic bronzers out. There is a color guide so our sprayers can see it going on the skin, but that rinses off, doesn't stain the skin, doesn't stain anything. And then your skin has turned a natural tan rather than, dyeing it. So all of that mess is taken out of it. Now, the bronzers I'm not a brand basher. The bronzers can be beautiful, but just for My clientele are the women, the everyday women. They don't wear a lot of makeup. They're going to yoga class. They love they're not trying to change and be completely different, or very skin cautious women who want the cleaner ingredients. I do get clients that want to be dark, but we educate our clients too on how to. We can put darkening drops in our gun, which is about the product is about this big rather than a whole colors selection of gallons. So we just add drops. We can make the client darker, but then we educate them on how to help it fade because when their skin tone shines through it. So there's so much more with BEETTAN. There's a lot of education and skin science that you also need to teach your client, not what color you want to be.
It was always funny because like high school kids, and then they're gonna do it the cheapest way possible, and you're just like, it looks so bad. It looks so bad, but like, you're in your 40s, right? Which like you look like you're 22. I mean, like that's fantastic. Love that. Love that, like aging in reverse. But like you talk about like your sister having like skin cancer and stuff like that. When I was in high school and when I went to school, I'm a little older than you, I'm 49. It was the big, everyone wanted to be really, really tan and whatever. But then it was like there came with some side effects of that. And it can be really harmful. So I think it's really cool that even back then you guys were like looking for a solution to, still have like this beautiful thing that was like not going to actually hurt people.
Well, I dyed my hair blonde. I put highlights in it. I wanted
Yeah.
something that was not going to affect my nail bed anymore or my hair. I wanted something I could own white sheets and white shirts with.
Hmm.
So it was years of tanning that led up to this, and also going through problems and issues with clients. When the client comes in now and wants to be, dark beyond what they should, we simply don't do it. So
Yeah.
it's been a beautiful business because it's cleaner in all ways. My studio is cleaner. My clothes are cleaner. My life, everything just seems cleaner, but it's also cleaner ingredients. So who knew? A lot of those bronzers, if you look it up, there are all those harmful dyes that we're becoming more and more aware of these days. If it's staining the skin, including lip stain, anything that's staining the skin, you need to look up what that stain is because it could be a harmful dye. And
Yeah.
that a lot of the spray tans have been them. The active ingredient breaks down over time. If it's not made in fresh batches, they usually fill it with a staining bronzer to accommodate for the breakdown of the natural ingredient, which is DHA. In our case, it comes from sugar beets. So there's a whole science that we teach all of our sprayers. It's not like a shade system. I learned off of a shade system, which is wild. So for 10 years of my life spray tanning, I had no idea what I was doing, really.
Mm.
Because that's how I learned. So the way we do things is really just to educate the sprayers so that they have more confidence and so that their customers have more confidence in them. Because I've been through it all. I've been through making people patchy, peely, scaly, orange. I've been through that. The color. I had one girl's hair turn purple back in the day, way before BEETTAN,
Oh,
because
wow.
the things that were in my spray tan were still in her hair, and then it messed with the chemicals that her hairstylist used, and her hair turned purple. And she wanted
Oh,
me
no.
to pay for her hair to be fixed, and I did not know how to handle that. So, this is just such a simple product. I simplified it for a million reasons. I was a single mom. I needed it simplified for me. I wanted it to be cleaner, but also I needed to find out why all that was happening, which is why I went to our family friend that's a beauty chemist. So all our stuff is just super simplified.
Yeah. I love that you talk about being like a single mom and you failed this business, what, twice before you were really successful. That I think is so, so important for people to hear because how many business owners out there completely fall on their face and just go, I guess I wasn't meant for business. I guess this is too hard, especially when you have like loans to pay back and it's, grandpa's money and then you
Right.
get in and do it again. Like there's a lot of investment in going into business and failing a couple of times. What do you think was the key that helped you be resilient through that and want to try again?
I think there was a little bit of pride in there. It was pretty. I also was going through a divorce very young. I married really young. I didn't even marry my son's father. I married too quickly to try to create a family dynamic. So I won't even go into all that. But his dad left me when I was pregnant, dated my neighbor.
Oh my
so
gosh.
so I was just broke. I was just flawed. I just needed something to work. I just needed something to work because it seemed like most of my 20s, everything was just in the shitter. And I needed something to work because I needed to show my son that I could succeed in something that always gets me teared up. I needed to set a good example for him. And now I'm realizing through lots of therapy that I really needed it to succeed for me. It was very much a sense of pride. Now, there's not, you have, and I've realized now at 42, after going through all that, you have to go through that. It's not even failure. It really, I learned so much, and the business and the company and who I am as a human and how I care for these women who also spray would not be as strong. I wouldn't have, if everything had ended up peachy, I wouldn't be who I am. And I wouldn't be company better, more like better, would not be as good as it is a better way to say it. The company, we're not as big as those big companies, but it's so special. I get to see my clients. I still am spraying. So I'm the only spray tan company that I know of that the creator still has a spray tan business. So I'm currently going through exactly what my sprayers are, but also it's just beautiful to see when it like starts to spark or when someone wants to give up. My St. Augustine girl, Allison, I'll shout out Allison. She put it all down and gave up and came back. We never shun anyone for going through life and the mindsets part of it. So yeah, to answer your question, long-winded way, the way that I do is it wouldn't be what it is without that failure. And I think my resilience came from not only being a mom, I think there was some pride in there. I had some people, we all have people in our life that are going through their own shit and projecting it on you. And I'm very competitive. So there was a part of me that was like, I failed, but I'll come back. Like there was very much a fire in me that was like, nothing's going to get me down. And the franchise owner in the beginning that sued me, really, we were both wrong. We were both wrong. We had both handled our business wrong. She just had a lot more of a leg up and money in the bank than I did. So I had to wipe my hands and back off. And that made me so upset because I did love the business so much. For my sister, for me, all my customers, I knew I had a passion for the service and the way it made people feel. So, we both were wrong, but you know what? She taught me something. I know I'm not bitter. I'm not mad. To this day, we both take turns winning best of in our city for our spray tan business.
Oh,
so
you love that. That's so cool.
You can coexist. I always win with one magazine and then we take turns with the other one. But the only reason I win in the other one is because I advertise in there all the time. So like business, I love being there for the women during business because there's always going to be a competitor that you over worry about. I'm here for the whole ride, the business, the mindset, the whole part. And I love that. I couldn't do that if I was just selling a product on a website and wasn't connected to the sprayers,
Yeah. What do you think are the biggest lessons you learned from those couple of failures? It sounds like you structure things differently because you're like, I didn't want to be a franchise. I didn't want to be, because you had kind of learned what you liked and didn't like through some of those things. So what do you think are the biggest lessons you learned from that?
That exactly is that it's all going to be okay. And I'm a spazoid. My true nature is to worry, to angst, but I work hard through that angst. Now I'm learning there. You go through different phases of growth, just like growing up as a child. You go through different phases of growth and learning yourself. I strongly believe in self-help and reading books and learning more about yourself. I strongly believe in meditation. I strongly believe in taking care of your body inside out, mind, body, and soul. I believe in all of that, and I wouldn't have known my resilience and what you can go through had I not been through so much. So now when shit happens, there's something happening right now with the business. We lost a big freight shipment. I don't I don't have that freak out tense moment like I used to. I have this now, sometimes I still do, but I have this like more of peace about it than I did back then. I cried a lot in my 20s. I got angry. I projected on people. Now I do something more productive with my mind when there is some anxiety and stress with the business. And I didn't do that before. I self-sabotaged. I would drink. I would be mean to my kid. I mean, nothing crazy, but I would be irritable with my son during those times, which I've had talks with him. So like what I've learned from all of that is I learned a lot about myself and what I'm capable of, and that even if it burns down to the damp ground, it's still going to be okay. Like,
Exactly.
we're living, I'm breathing, everything's fine.
Exactly. It's like, we made it through that. We made it through this. Look, we're going to make it through just about anything. It's going to be okay.
It's good. And then now as a coach for these women who, when they're going through stuff, I can really give them a sense, because I've been through it, I can really give them a sense of ease when they go through their own stage of the business, which I can tell I'm super passionate about, because I didn't have that always. There are a lot of times I felt alone. So, which also I would have, if I hadn't been alone going through some of that. I mean, my grandpa could only help me. My dad died when I was younger, so my grandpa's older, so it was only so much he could do. First off, he never owned a business. He was a preacher. Second off, he was never had a spray tan. So there's only so much possible. So I felt alone a lot of times, very alone. And I felt unworthy. Unworthy was a big, because I messed up so bad with that partnership with that woman. I was very hard on myself. And then coming from a religious family and then going to bartending, you thought I was a stripper.
Yeah.
So mortified. So there's a lot of shame on myself that I had. So now when I, get a woman who's in that headspace of unworthiness or can't do it, I can coach her through that, because I've been in the deepest dark part of that myself. So that's why I'm thankful for all that bullshit. Because I wouldn't be able to like confidently help anyone through it without my own experience. And I help other women in business in my town too, not even connected. I just love that. Not connected with my company at all. I just love women.
Yeah, I completely love all of that, everything you said there, because I've business coached for a really long time, and one of the first things I learned was it's not just about here's the tool set, here's the things you need. It's like there's so much into the mindset, there's so much into the support, there's so much into just like what to do when everything goes wrong and it looks like the world's exploding around you. Having just somebody get it and be there for you and like know how to just even help you get your mind back on track so it doesn't like swirl out of control, I think is so super important. So I think it's just a fabulous thing that you've learned, like even in spray tan, it doesn't matter what business you're in, you need all of the parts to be really, really successful.
I mean, when I tell people what I do and like go into it, it's just so funny because they're like, wow, from a spray tan. Like it's just, and the people who were my customer years ago when I failed miserably, it's real. I'll tell you one fun story. So we have a beet retreat every January on the little Tybee Island. It's a little cute beach here in Savannah. We charge a very low rate. It's under $500 for a weekend for you can cut. And it includes your food, your stay. Any BEETTAN partner does that. And they come and they brush up on their spray tan skills. Our digital team's there to audit their websites, booking systems, social media. The best part about it is the community, the ones that do come. Well, this past January, it snowed in Savannah for the first time in seven years during that beet retreat.
Oh, wow.
We have to have snow here. We don't have the salt and the thing, all the things.
Yeah.
So the flights were getting canceled. It started on a Tuesday. The flights were getting canceled. The beet retreat started that Friday. This exact window behind me, I was like, do I refund everyone? All the deposits have been made. Like I was in my wheel. I was like, because I wanted support the women and like, but I'm not truly like a retreat person. Like I'm not a yoga person that does this all the time. Like it was only my second one. So I just got really, really nervous and any like only two people, there were 60 women who had signed up for it. Two people canceled. We were able to credit them for products on the website. I mean, I was just figuring this out as I go. And then everybody gets here and I had to have models. The models that lived here were like, we can't come, we can't come. So I just made a Facebook post and said, free spray tans this day on Tybee. I know it's snowing. I know this is weird, but businesses were closed down and stuff because some places couldn't be open. We're still not open again because the snow was weird. You couldn't get people from like far away to drive into town because the highways were frozen. It was crazy. But everything opened it up slowly but steadily. Like people were driving. And then that Saturday we did it and I just prayed somebody would come. We had like 80 people come. How about several of them were from my old spray tan business?
Oh, wow.
20 minutes outside of here. They drove 40 minutes to Tybee to come get a free spray tan because of what I forget what I put on Facebook, but I put something and Facebook brought, so like that is beautiful to me, that how people, and it was all women just showing up in bikinis on a snowy day. Like that is wild.
Wild.
I just remember being like, holy cow. And that showed my BEETTAN partners like truly how you connected, you can get to your community through this business. So it was really special.
That is really super special.
But I wish quit messing with me with fire and snow and weather.
Wouldn't that be nice if you could just, how about hear me out, universe, if we just like quit fucking with us about that.
No more fire, no more snow, please. Thank you.
Please and thank you. So small ask. Okay, I'm gonna do lightning round. I'm gonna ask you some super quick questions and just give the first thing that comes off your mind. Okay. If you had gave your inner critic, that little inside nasty voice in your head, a name, what would it be?
Gremlin.
Gremlin. Okay, Gremlin. Okay. Something about entrepreneurship that no one warned you about that you wish they had.
Taxes.
Taxes. Real.
I mean, yeah, I did everything wrong. Everyone does everything wrong. But even to this day, like the girls, they were like, I'm like, just learn how to spray tan and just chill with worrying about taxes. Like, but yes, taxes can be scary, but they're actually not. But educate yourself on, on that stuff. I walked into it blindly, and so I paid more out of pocket quite a few times than I should.
Mm, mm. What is the most extra, like super amazing, but super extra thing you've ever worn in public?
Oh my gosh. Just go visit my social media.
That's me. I'm like, narrow it down. I guess.
Always very loud. I'm obsessed with unicorns. My dad, before he passed, my dad always called me when he was alive, his little unicorn. He wanted him to chase me, but that was, so I've dressed like a full-on unicorn for no good reason. Not Halloween, just done that. But
it's Tuesday.
I'm a loud dresser. Like that's my life. I like to walk in and be seen.
Yeah.
But I'd say like the full-blown unicorn just on a regular day, just to get people to walk up to me at a trade show, was pretty bold.
That is pretty bold. Okay.
And so dressing loud is how I get people to come up and interact with me.
Yeah, for sure. Usually I have bright pink hair. It's like muted today, but like I do all the things. I love it.
Tan.
Right. What do you wear that makes you feel most sexy? Like you go out and you're like, I feel like a sexy beast.
I'm going to say a spray tan, but my spray tan literally does make you feel really good. But I have this one royal blue dress that's silky, and I've got big boobs, and it's silky. It feels good on them. I don't have to wear a bra or whatever with it, and I feel really, really sexy. And that with a spray tan, every time I wear it, it's just that dress. It's mixed color. It looks like a slip. It's old school, like vintage, but it's got this like tomato red lace with this royal silk. It's and I wear it with gold tennis shoes with a blue star.
Oh, I love that.
Favorite outfit.
I love that. Okay. What do you think is the most ridiculous thing about you?
Well, there's probably a lot. I think the most ridiculous thing about me is how I act when I'm stressed. I cuss a lot, but I make jokes. So like we can be having the most stressful time with the company or my son. Okay, for instance, my son, when he's in trouble with me, I call him brother because I'm like, I don't want to be your mom anymore. You're but it was also I never wanted to be like I was such a young mom and I looked like a young mom and we're
Yeah.
from like redneck Georgia. So I was so scared of sounding like a redneck. So I didn't want to be like, yeah, I'm gonna beat your ass in public. So I just
Yeah.
all right, brother. And he knew he was in trouble when I would say brother. So that's so
That's
strange
funny.
about me is I pick when I'm mad or sad, I have very strange ways of showing it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
quirky, weird things I say. Like the women that work for BEETTAN, they love it because it's funny. Because when I'm stressed out, instead of projecting on them, I've found a way to be funny with it, but they know I mean business. I don't
That's
know.
awesome.
I have to be in the emotion to like tell you
Yeah.
right now. It's
I can relate to that one. My kids say they know I'm like having a super stressful day when I start singing words instead of like saying
yeah,
that. I'll be like, okay, this is fine, and we're gonna be fine, and the whole world's gonna be okay. And they're like, Mom's really stressed. She's
like,
starting to sing her sentences.
I'll just be like, we're gonna run out of money and I'm gonna jump off the cliff and you guys can have the company, but fuck it. Like
That's
that's what
exactly. Yes, yes, that is the vibe.
okay, we need to start marketing more.
They're like,
It's how
okay.
I think it's important to get that stress out because
Yes.
otherwise you project or blame a person. Like it's not my email girl's fault if the emails aren't turning over sales. Like just different things I've learned to deal with the stress that comes on of the things that are just out of your control.
Yeah. So one of the things I like to talk about a lot, like on my Ridiculously You Facebook group or through the Ridiculous Women Society, is like expressing yourself through your like outside. Ooh, I'm knocking my microphone, but through your outside surroundings. So can you tell us, because I can see some cool things in your background, can you tell us about about what you've decorated your room with and why you love it? Because like you have a cool space.
My main condo. So I nothing matches. So
I love it though. It's perfect.
if I like it, I buy it. And clearly I love like rainbow colors. I've always been obsessed with colors, 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 and not matching. So I'm eclectic for sure. So I just do things that make me feel good in my space and that are true to myself. I don't look at magazines. Nothing wrong with that. I have an interior design friend. I'm going to her pop-up tonight, like all
Yeah.
about but me, myself, it makes me happy. These are projects I've done that dresser you can see behind it covered
Yeah.
it disco. My refrigerator in the kitchen is covered in green fur. I call it my fur refrigerator.
Oh, no way. Oh, you have to like show us pictures. We'll like insert pictures here of the fur refrigerator because like that is something I would so do. Like my kitchen table and my chairs, each one of them is a different bright color. So one's like pink and one's yellow and it's blue and it's purple and like because I love all of the colors.
Yeah, same. And my dishwasher has blue fur on it,
Oh my
and
God.
which was a project that me and my marketing girl did. It was a release thing. It was like a bonding experience for someone that works for BT. And we spent a Saturday together. I took her to lunch and we just decompressed because owning a company is hard. But she's like, what? She's like, if you name your refrigerator fur refrigerator, what are you going to name the dishwasher? And I was like, lint liquor.
Lint liquor.
Remember that commercial? It's like an old commercial. It's like a Trident commercial, and she was like, "You pretty queen, you lint liquor." It's just like stupid memories that make me very happy. So I named my dishwasher Lint Liquor. So that's me. That's what I'm known for. All my friends, all of the spray. Like I think that's what makes me relatable as a business owner with these girls too. Is I'm always this. I'm always doing silly things like that. My house is a little silly, but it's also nice and cute. But there's a lot of silly.
Does your son still live with you? How old is he?
He is 24 now. So he's in Atlanta, with about 4 hours from here, and he's in school again. He went back to school for environmental engineering.
Yeah. I was
He
going to
works.
say, like, how does he think about, you having this eccentric of a place? And was it that way when he was growing up? And what did he think about it then?
It was just like a cheaper version of this. Like everything was picked up at a secondhand store. It still is. Like I love used. I love, previously owned things. I like to recycle things, but it was very eclectic. I would say it was more boho back then.
Mm.
I was into like essential oils and stuff back then too, when I was really trying to turn everything clean. So it was a little less retro like it is now, and a little more like boho and eclectic. But he's like me in that way. His style is totally different, but he's like me in that way. So he's very much a mama's boy. He's very much my child. We just took a trip. I turned 42 this year. He turned 24. So we did a Europe trip together.
Oh,
We went
yes.
to Italy, and he asked me to pick out his clothes still. So he likes my style. Thank God.
Thank God.
But yeah, he's a little eclectic too. So I love it. I love that he picked that up.
So you said at the beginning, one of the reasons you did what you did and you are who you are was to be kind of an example for your son. How do you think that has played out as now he's 24, you've kind of been a business owner and trying to do like this is his whole existence and now he's an adult and tell us how that other side has gone.
It's gone great. I mean, he's got an entrepreneurship in him, so he's gone to trade show. He still works for BEETTAN. He'll go to trade shows. He'll do some stuff for me in Atlanta, like wholesale stuff. But he's in school. But his passion is he's always been a little science history nerd.
Mm.
And he worked on a compost farm. He helped me a lot with finding out how to find natural ingredients in ingredient farmers. So he's actually going to school for environmental engineering.
Oh,
So
cool.
my company can now afford to pay his way through college. And that is amazing to me because he's going to school for something that's going to make our soil more clean. And he's very passionate about that. And it all stems from a combo of him working on the compost farm and helping me with, developing BEETTAN and selling it. At the trade shows, I would say all the fun stuff and he'd say all the nerdy stuff. We were a good team.
That's fantastic. So, if you had one piece of advice for somebody who's younger, so like here's something we have in common. I got pregnant at 17. I had my first kid really, really young. I was like that super young mom doing the thing. You were pretty young doing the thing. Like, if you could give one piece of advice to some other person out there, they're like 19, they just had a kid, they're single, they don't know what the heck they're gonna do. What piece of advice would you give them?
Invest in yourself, whatever that looks like. It's going to be scary. Trust yourself. I think I didn't trust myself. I could have done far more sooner if I had trusted myself more. I think especially when you go through such a rough thing young, and so many people are now, like none of us, all of us come from broken homes and loss and abandonment, and we all could sit around and cry about our childhood all the time. We could. I have women that are friends that we just do that together sometimes because that's what women do. Um, it's all, you still are capable, you still are worthy, and you still can do it no matter what life is currently or what life you came from. It really just takes one tiny step at a time. Don't think about it all at once. Think about one little step in the right direction. Invest in yourself a little bit every day, whatever that looks like for you. And then, write, journal and write goals. I never did that. They didn't even teach anyone. They didn't teach us that one. They didn't teach us that at all.
Yeah.
Now it's more popular, but really invest in yourself. Just invest some time into really digging deep and moving forward on things. You don't have to go to work to the job you hate. You don't have to stay in the relationship that makes you unhappy. I don't even want to be in a relationship. I did all that then. Now I'm just on the dating apps in Italy. I don't care what people say. I do not have to be in a house with a man. I thought that half my damn life. You don't have to do that. So whatever happiness looks like for you, pay attention to those moments that make your heart smile. I'm doing a lot more of that now, and I wish I would have given myself grace and and trusted myself more when I was younger.
Mm. What makes you happy now?
Oh my gosh, the silliest things. I love renting clothes.
Oh, cool. I love that. It's fun.
Yes, I hate laundry. I'm like, I can send this shit back dirty. I love eating really, really healthy and working out and then fucking binge eating and cheating like crazy. I don't not like a disorder, but like I give myself cheat days where where I will just go.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love me some hamburgers and hot dogs. I'm a true American food person. Pizza, hot dog, hamburgers. You can't eat those every day of your life. That will weigh you down.
Bad things happen, especially as you get into like your 40s and 50s. Things start to go down, but
I enjoy going out to eat and getting served food and tipping well. I love that. I think because I came from the industry and I go to a shit bar and eat shit food and have a shit beer and tip the bartender well. Like that's just something to do, not on the regular, but that's something that I really enjoy doing. So, and I also really enjoy my dog. My dog I've had her for 13 years and she's been with me through a lot of this journey and I love her so much.
What kind of dog do you got?
She's an asshole. She's a Chihuahua Jack Russell mix.
Oh,
you know that song, She is Sweet But a Psycho? That is her theme song life. She's sweet to me, she's psycho to everyone else, but I love her.
Chihuahuas kind of be like that though. Like they have that like little bit of look like a crack addict thing going.
She really is. That is a very, very good way to put it. But I love her and she's my little thing and I just love, love, love her sass and her personality. And sometimes I wish I could be her because she doesn't have to pay bills.
Okay, Michelle, if there's people out there that are like, okay, I don't know if I was like knew too much about spray tan before, but now this sounds like a super cool thing and like a way to have a legit business. Like, where can people find you? Where can they find more about BEETTAN? Like, this is a super cool business. So where can they find more about this?
I would love to meet more people, even if we don't do sales calls. So we do calls where you can just book an opportunity call with me and I don't sell you. You just ask questions. You can go to BEETTAN and it's spelled like the root vegetable. That's the active ingredient. So it's BEETTAN.com, BEETTAN.com. And you just go to start a spray tan business. You can book a call. Or just read about it on there. You can go to our blog page and read about some of our other partners. We feature all of them on there if you just want to see what other people have done with it. Our social media page is BEETTAN_official. We've got a lot of partners out there that will use our branding. You're allowed to if you want to. We don't charge for that. And so it's BEETTAN official because you might get it confused with all the other ones out there. And then it's just BEETTAN, and it's also BEETTAN official for Facebook too.
Excellent.
We have other places, but those are the top 3 that we communicate on.
Beautiful thing. Well, Michelle, like you're fabulous. I'm so excited that we got to sit and connect today. Your energy is so much fun. I think our audience is just going to like love this and want to connect with you more. So with that, I'm going to thank everyone for joining us for the Ridiculously You show today. Thank you for showing us what it looks like to build something bold and beautiful and like express your whole self. Like I freaking love it, and your personality. And you're kind of like that proof that you can overcome those little failures, that you can still rise again, that you can be like that person, and you can do it like with your full, bold, ridiculous self. So thank you so much. And with that, we will see you next time, everyone.
Share the spark, take it higher. Hit subscribe, bring a friend. Let the wildness never end.